and I get a sense of them, then I know how to give and take. What I'm trying to say is, I need to know if I need to be aggressive. I need to know if I need to be submissive, a little bit passive. I need to know if I just need to be, at 5 instead of being a 10 or 1. I need to be right in the center. So what we're learning about ourselves in diversity, that you have to go through a number of different things. Every little thing that you go through, everybody's been here through some bumps and bruises, and we all have the flower spurs. Now, if you're in the positions that we're at, it's easy for us to say we did it our way. But if we weren't in this position, we'd be like, damn, I should have did it the other way. I heard, it was about Wendy Williams interview on 106. When you asked her, he was like, you got any regrets? But she's like, I don't have any regrets because I'm where I'm at. Now, of course, if she wasn't where she at, she probably had a whole bunch of regrets. So don't always look at it from the position that we're in. Look at it from the position that you're in. Because we can sit here and say everything made us what we are, and we're glad. I'm not glad I went through every single thing, but it did make me who I am. Now, whether or not we learn from it, and whether or not we learn to apply it, it's the same thing as we learn geometry. We don't know why we learn geometry. We don't never apply it to life until you're trying to move a couch inside a door. The whole thing is a process. It is a process. You always ask me, are you happy? Are you happy? What you're doing? I said, happiness is a destination. That just keeps me at a certain, I'm still around. It just keeps me at a certain even keel. One, I don't get too high on the hog and think it's all about me. And two, I don't get too low feeling that I don't have any value in the situation. You do have value in the situation. This world is built on 360, up and down situation. There's no age on achievement. You can get money when you're 5, you can be Rudy on the Cosby Show, or you get money when you're 50. It all depends on what you're doing. Especially an internship or just getting a job, no matter if you're getting paid or you're doing it for free, the lesson is in the work. If you don't do the work, you won't learn it. I can tell you why or how you should do something, but if you don't actually do it, I just say go deliver this, and you don't ask me any questions, or you don't really do the work, or don't go through the process, you won't learn it for yourself. So when the next time you have to do it on your own, you're like, well, they just told me to do it this way. You won't even understand how to adjust in a situation. So the lesson is in the word. I'm full of mantras, just so y'all know. It's things that keep me going. These are things that I feed myself, and I talk to anybody who sits in front of me. I don't care if they're billionaires or they broke. These are the same things that I try to do. And be fluid, be open and amendable to the situation, because, like I said, I work with everybody up here, in a different capacity, some different shape and form. Especially with me and Phaedra, we work a lot. Now you understand, and actually me and Phaedra are enemies. She's a lawyer, and that's the deal. The people she represents, I'm trying to get them to work for me for as little as possible and get the most out of it. But she's demanding the most for her client. But what we do understand, I know one situation where we went through it, and it wasn't really us, but we said, listen, it's a win, there's win-win. It's not always win-lose, there's win-win. So where do we find the middle ground so that you make money, I make money, we both look smart, and business progresses? Because other than that, we get the money on the table, somebody else will come get it, and we ain't gonna get no more business. So at the end of the day, we have to be amendable and work with each other. Sometimes she's working from a position of leverage. I'm like, all right, baby, you got that one. I can't do nothing about it. Then sometimes I'm coming in with the trump card. Now, my whole thing is not to take that leverage and kick her when she's down. It's just to make sure that, listen, I'm getting what I feel I need to get out of it. What else do you need to get out of it? And we work. So in that, you're being diverse. If I work with anybody on this stage, I'm going to have to change my position to adjust to that person. When I work with Terrence is in front of billions of people. I'm like, Terrence, people might consider kissing ass for a bit. But I'm like, Terrence, you're in front of people. I need that audience that you get to understand what I'm doing with my brand. I need a constant, every now and then a shout out.
Bring some donut shots right now.
Whatever.
I get those shout out right now.
And I'm gonna wrap this up, and I'm saying this in the sense of each person up here, you have to create a different type of relationship and style of relationship, and that you have to be diverse to styles and personalities. So in that, you gotta understand also relationships are created one at a time. I can't create a relationship with a whole group of people at one time. I think we tend to think that we can. No, each person, this is a step-by-step process. I used to sit at Russell Simmons' desk when I was 18 and just listen to some of the stuff in the New York sector. My brother worked for their management company. They didn't know who I was, skinny little boy just sitting there. And then it wasn't until I started working for Russell, maybe almost 20 years later, 15 to 20 years later, that he knew my name. You know what I'm saying? Now, was I upset that Russell didn't know my name? No, but when he finally came, hey, Chaka, I went. And I took that moment to start creating a stronger relationship. You know what I'm saying? So a relationship doesn't happen right when you meet somebody. It's a process. And even though you may know them when you have them on the phone, everybody up here probably is 6 degrees of separation, but we don't have, each person is not best friends, but we have, it's a phone to pick up the phone reaction. You hear one of these people's name, we'll at least pick up the phone because we know that they're about something. You know what I'm saying? And the one other thing, last thing I'm gonna let you back to you, is when you're approaching, whether you're on this side or that side, if you're approaching people, make sure you have something of focus or something to say. A lot of people come up to me and say, well, how are we gonna get money together? Well, you got a plan. And not to sound arrogant, is that I'm already in the process, right? So in order for me to stop and say, well, I'm gonna feed you, and I do it a number of different ways, is to at least have a plan. Say, I don't have a plan, but I'm looking for some opportunity. Okay, cool. I know what position you're in. I know you're not just asking for a handout, saying, okay, just give me a job. I don't walk around with jobs in my pocket. You know what I'm saying? So we have to know within ourselves who we are, be diverse enough to change, learn about ourselves and other people. You know what I'm saying? So as we learn about them, we're going to deal with all types of personalities. Some people do feel entitled. Some people feel entitled, like it is owed to them. And at a certain point, I felt that I went through so much in my life that it had to be, just give me the check. Just do something for me because I've been through so much. But then I realized it was never going to be given to me. And so I had to start focusing on how to get it. And I took my time and I'm patient. I'm still patient to this day. I'm not going to get to a billion in one, it's a marathon, not a sprint. So I'm not going to get to a billion just by one deal. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it happens. That's the luck of the draw. That's the planets lining up. That's whatever happens. That's whatever God you pray to or what happens. But that rarely happens. And then the other thing, you have to accept your position. If you are a person who is as strong as Lauren is that says, I deserve to be the boss, then you go for that and you ride that horse to the sunset. But then some people have to understand, play your position. Supreme wealth, supreme knowledge, supreme spirituality is usually not for the masses. Only a few people will rise to that level. That's when you get the mindset of talent and intent for everybody who's in college. Because everybody's not going to get it. But you can get it being a part of a team, being a support system. I support and hold Ludacris up and any other person that I work with. Because I don't need them. Like, me being a part of that team, if I want Kobe's team, I'll get the ring. You get them. You know what I mean? So you got to play your position in the market and know what your value is and stay that lane. And what happens is this is a circular business. Like I said, the only people who fail in this business are people who quit before their time. Because this goes around and around and around, and he didn't quit. He said, you know what? If they're going in this circle, I'm going to go to the next point of the circle, the next point of entry for the circle. And he got in that way. And so what happens is when you get in, and then the last other thing we say is responsibility. You know, I'm passing it on.
Yeah, that preacher closing.
There's a responsibility because when you sit on a panel like this, and I've been an artist another time on a panel, and you start getting the information, you start figuring out, well, how can those people help me? L.A. Reid told me this. He said, Shaka, I said, L.A., why do everybody run up on me and think I can change their life? He said, well, they see me do it for one person. So they said, they see me do it for them, you can do it for them. All they want you to do is literally touch me. And I used to think the same, like, man, if I get this person do something for me, now, you'll get that chance at some point. Now, the other thing about that is there's a level of responsibility. Because then you're going to in turn have to pass that chance on to somebody else. But you also have to be responsible to the people who gave you the chance. And so what happens is that's one element that we haven't discussed is the reason why it's so tight-knit sometimes that people don't want to pass it off. Because they're like, this person is not going to continue the cycle. You know what I'm saying? So anybody who's in a fraternity, sorority, any of those things, you understand these things are already in you. You can't take it on a, it's me now.